The final code that we're going to look at in this project is the most complex. And we're going to draw here on the research pack put together by Professor Stupples. So it's called the Vigenere cipher. And what we need to do here is have what's known as a key. So both the person who is encrypting this message and the person who receives it need to have the key in order to unlock it. And that's what makes it so secure. The most complex of the codes that we've looked at so far, it was the transposition cipher. And if you remember, we were looking at, suppose we had a message which had 24 characters in it. Then we had to write out a grid using the factors of 24. So 24, there were different possibilities, so it might have taken you a while. There was only a limited number of ways that you could write a grid with 24 characters in it. So there weren't that many options. But with the Vigenere cipher, or the Vigenere square, we're going to introduce any word that we want. So you can imagine how difficult that, or how many times harder it makes it to crack the code. So I'm just drawing here in the first instance on this question from Professor Stupples, and I'm going to show you how to encode. Now, obviously in the activity, you're going to look at decoding, but I think it helps to start by looking at encoding. So here is our message, so attack at dawn. That seems like a fairly sensible message to encode, so you can keep the element of surprise. So we need a key. Now the key can be anything you want. Okay, any word that you want, you're going to make it up. So we're going to start off by using the word lemon. Now, what you need to just recognize is that if your message is longer than your code word, so you can see here, attack at dawn is longer than the code word lemon, then you just keep repeating the code word. So lemon for as long as you need to, so that each character can map to one letter. Okay, right, so how do we use it? Well, the key tells us which row that we need to use. So if we've got the letter A and we want to encode that, our key tells us that we are in row L. So this is row L, and we want to encode the letter A, which is up here. So if you can see that if I join these two up, then the letter that I want in the first instance is going to be L. So the first encrypted letter is going to be L. Let's have a look at the second one. So the second letter is T, and the row that we're going to use this time is E. So here's the row. So I want row E, and I want the letter to encode is T. And you can see, hopefully, going down that there, I'm going to end up with the letter X. So I've got L, X, and the next one. So again, we're still on the looking at the keyword. So the row here is M. So this time I'm on row M, and I want to encode the letter T. So this time I'm going to go down all the way until here where I get F. And you can see that if I continue doing that forever, or for the rest of the words at least, I'm going to get this horrible message to encrypt here, which is fantastically difficult to crack unless you have the keyword. And we'll have a look how we can do that on the next slide. So we said requires a keyword. The keyword that we're going to use for this project, let's keep it nice and simple, is maths. Okay, so if you have a code to decrypt, which is a Vigenere square, remember that you won't be able to crack it without this keyword here. So that's fundamentally important. Right, okay, so let's have a look here. Just again, see if, from what I've explained already, just see if you can try and have a go at encrypting this. So we've got a word here, code word, which is virus. And we want to encrypt, and we're going to use the key math to help us do it. So see if you can do that by yourself, and then I'll go through it. Okay, right, so remember the code word, the key tells us which row to use. So we're going to start off on row M, and we want to encrypt the letter V, which is up here. So we're going to go all the way down to letter M, which here is going to be H. Second row, the second letter, sorry, then is A, and we want to encrypt the letter I, which is here. So that's an easy one. So that's also going to be I. The third character is on row T, and we are looking for the letter R, which is down here. So that's going to be the letter K. Next one then is row H. So row H, and we want U, which is going to be here, letter B. And then finally, we've got row S, which is here, and we want to encrypt the letter S, which is going to be here. So again, there's our code word to decipher. So what about the other way round though? So suppose we have received a message from someone who's trying to communicate secretly. So this time we've received this message here. Oops, we received this message here, which doesn't seem at first glance to make any sense. So OOWLTDEAR. So how can we make sense of that? Well, again, we've got our code word. So we know that the code word tells us which row to use. So let's just clear all those. Fine. So what we're going to do now then is try and figure out how to how to decipher this. So we know that the rows tell us, the code keyword tells us the rows. So we're going to start off here. We know we're in row M, which is here. Now this time, what we need to do is look for the letter and then follow that up to the top. So we're in row M, we're looking for the letter O, which is here, and then we're going to go up. So previously we went down when we're encoding, here we're decoding, we're going to go up, and we can say that that is going to give us a C. Next, we're going to look at row A. So row A, we're going to go across here. Similarly, we're also looking for an O, and we can see that this is where the O is. So we can see that that is going to give us an O. So we've got C, O. Third one, look at row T. And again, look along until you can see W, and then follow that up, and that's going to give us D. And in fact, what you can see if you do the rest of that is that the word that you get will be code break. Okay, fine. So that's it. You have completed your training. So move on to the next video and you can see a brief of your mission.